Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated. I'm so excited. Today, I've got actor Aaron Dalla Villa with me. So, welcome, Aaron.
What's going on, Michael? How you doing?
Did I do okay? Did I get your name right?
Yeah,
Was I
you got it
close?
right. You got it right, man. Well, you said Dalla Villa, but I'll settle for it. It's Dalla Villa, but it doesn't
Oh,
really it really
now
doesn't
listen,
matter.
this isn't, no, it's this, I'm not going to take the blame for this one because I did my research. I checked you out on some other podcast
Yeah.
and some other bozo podcaster like me. He said Villa. So I was like, oh, it must be Villa because I was saying Villa. And he said
It's
Villa. And I was like, oh, it must be Villa.
honestly, it's
Hmm.
either it to me it's tomato tomato. It really doesn't matter. It's
Uh,
the bottom line is that people know the name. So,
it's a very showbiz name, I think.
yeah, I was born with it. So,
Yeah,
I
I know. That's
decided,
you
most
didn't have a
people will
choice.
No, most people will change their names for,
Yeah.
but Aaron Della Villa was, oh, that's just a showbiz name. And I
That's a
didn't
showbiz
really
name.
yeah, I really knew that I was going to be in show business when I was very young. I was like, yeah, my parents were pretty set. My grandmother was like, yeah, he was born for this. So,
Well, okay, so that was going to be my first question because I definitely want to talk about Alpha Riff. But before we
sure.
do, talk a little bit about that. What made you want to get into showbiz? How did you go about that?
I've just always been a naturally loud kid who wanted attention. I was the middle child of five, so I think
Oh,
that's
so
why I
you had
acted
to be
out.
loud.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was the loudest, and I had this, as I have this, full head of hair. I came out the womb with a full head of hair,
Yeah.
and whatever they say about movie stars and having full heads of hair, I don't know. I don't really care.
Yeah.
But yeah, my grandmother was
Had to have
basically
it.
like, yeah, my grandmother was basically like, he's like a Jim Carrey. He's like a Jim Carrey. So I was always cracking jokes and popular, and just it's just I fell into the arts when I was in middle school. I first heard the jazz band play, and I said I want to do that, and then I fell into dance, and then I fell into acting. It just happened, and now I
Amazing.
have worked on all these different things and have all these different skill sets, and I just think the sky's the limit now. So I'm just focusing all my attention on just building my talents as an artist and
Yeah.
seeing how I can impact people. And I hope that my grind and my hustle inspires people to pursue this career.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome because not an easy career. So
No,
that's
it is
that's
definitely not an easy
admirable.
career. You kind of have to be a relentless optimist, but then at the
Yeah,
same time, realistic about it, about how the industry works and how the business works.
that's right.
But I'm a relentless optimist about it, and I work really hard. So you reap what you sow. So
Yeah. See, so back in the 80s, when I was growing, I was a teenager in the 80s. I had the full head of hair. So I was like, but it was glorious. It was like Sean Cassidy feathered. It was unbelievable, and I hated it because it took so long,
right.
so long to put together. And this is what happens when you don't appreciate it. Gone. I turned
Dude,
around one day, gone.
bro, I'm not gonna lie though. Jason Statham is bald. Dwayne
That's
Johnson, it's
true.
it's a, it's a badass look, man. So
It's coming. It's
listen,
kind of
I've
in now.
I've I've shaved my head before. Like I've
Yeah,
done, shaved head and stuff, and it's actually when I had long hair down to here, it was exhausting to deal with.
yeah.
It was
It's a
exhausting to deal
lot.
with. It's a
It's a
lot.
lot.
Yeah, I don't
So
listen. I
you
don't blame
did
you.
ballet in school, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I was a hardcore ballet dancer. I had
That's awesome.
the shorts and the bandana. I thought I was the bad boys of ballet, basically. I was.
Have you
Uh,
got to portray a ballet dancer on a show or a movie yet?
Not yet. I know. It's
I
coming.
know.
It's coming. Whether or not they do another remake of Footloose or something that incorporates my dance, it's coming. But I have not had the opportunity to do that yet, which I'm surprised by. Well, I don't know. It's interesting. When I first started as a dancer and then I started moving into acting, I was told to put dance in my special skills and put
Yeah.
acting first because some weird thing in the industry, they're like, if they see you as a dancer, they see you as nothing else.
Right.
So I put acting first, and then when people find out I can also dance, they're kind of more impressed by that because they're like,
Oh,
"Oh,
yeah.
you're a legitimately trained ballet dancer." I said, "Yes, absolutely. I trained 8 hours a day. danced with companies, guested with companies, soloist, principal roles, and recently did an off-Broadway show as well here in New York, and I have an offer to do another off-Broadway high-profile show that's dance next year. So
Yeah,
we'll
that's
see if
terrific.
yeah, we'll see. Thank you. We'll see if the trajectory of what I want to do is in line with that. Because right now, my biggest thing is movie star. You know, that's the thing, movie star.
I've got your next project. All right,
Listen,
this is you and me. We can develop this. So you're a ballet dancer,
okay,
and you have an injury, so you got to at least temporarily stop dancing. And while you're all down, things are just going poorly, and you accidentally fall into solving a mystery or a crime.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. Who's gonna write it? Let's do it.
well, no, okay, I'm just the idea guy. So my part's done.
I love it. I love the idea, and I think we should do it. And I should definitely develop something that incorporates my dance. I mean, I came pretty close to booking West Side Story for Steven Spielberg. You know, Steven was in the room, and I had like 3 callbacks and stuff. But you know what? You have to have this mentality as an actor of just keep moving forward. You can't be like, oh, I didn't get that, because that will crush you if you think about the jobs that you don't get.
Yeah, you won't last.
Oh, you will not. You believe.
Was it the snap? Did the snap get you? He wasn't happy with your snap?
No, he was
for
great.
West Side Story.
I just wasn't right for the project.
Well, that's how it always works. It usually comes down to, it's splitting hairs, basically. The people they pick. From what I've always heard. It's when you get down to just a few people left. It could go any direction.
Yeah, like Alpha Riff, for example, it was down to 3 different actors, and Dan was basically like, I want a Marty McFly type, and that was it. He could have gone with me. He could have gone with another person who was a different type. He just, at the end of the day, said, I want a Marty McFly type, and that was me.
So we do, at the studio, we do, movie nights. And we bring all the guys in, all the kids and the dads, but usually a guy's night. And we do a little thing. So Alpha Rift, that's our this weekend. That's what we're watching. We're so we're pumped up because the trailer, it's right up our alley. It looks amazing.
I know one of our questions coming up is going to be a certain thing, so I'm not going to spoil it. But it really is that. It is really geared towards your audience and towards you and who is involved in your podcast.
Yeah. I know. We're pumped up for it. Talk a little bit about, what's the movie about?
So, it's kind of like a gamer's delight, if you will, in a way. It's about this guy, Nolan Parthmore, who I play, who is a fun-loving, slacker type, kind of everyday kind of guy. He doesn't have a lot of big personality, is not over the top. He's a very much everyday kind of guy who runs a game store with this girl that who's his best friend, who has secret feelings for, and his best friend. And he has a good life. He has a pretty good life doing this. And then he finds out that this tabletop game, the Nobleman game that he played, is actually real. And the comics, and it's actually real. And he is the exact descendant bloodline to a modern-day medieval knight. So he has to take up the mantle to defeat one of the 12 Devil's Apostles, which has broken out of its cage and is starting to wreak havoc on the world. So essentially, it's an original superhero action fantasy movie. It's original IP, and I think that's
pretty awesome.
That's a pretty good description of it. Actually,
pretty good.
That's leave it at that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I know as soon as the trailer came on and they were showing the 20-sided die, I was like, I'm in.
Oh, dude! And the game. Speaking of 20-sided die, the movie inspired me so much that I ended up writing a song called D20 Alpha Riff Tribute, which is on my Spotify, and which the music video has over 100,000 views on
Holy
YouTube
crap.
right now. Yeah, Dan, Lance, and I shot that together, And it also inspired me to get more into D&D. And we now play Rime of the Frost Maiden. We play a campaign once a week with the Alpha Rift cast.
Oh my gosh,
So
that's the
yeah,
dream.
it is. It is. It is. So
Does Lance play?
does Lance play down? I wish. I mean, that would be awesome, but no, Lance does not play D&D with us once a week.
Yeah,
Lance is much busier than I am.
it's like I'm hanging out with Lance Henriksen,
He's
playing some
listen.
D&D.
He shouted it out on his IG the other day. So, and he saw the movie. He liked the movie. So the fact that we can get support from Lance Henriksen, who is the genre legend that he is, not just genre, he's a legend. I mean, he was just in Viggo Mortensen's Falling, and he should have received an Oscar nom for that. I mean, bottom line,
He's an amazing actor.
he's incredible, and I think he's underrated.
Yeah, for sure. He
Yeah, he's
absolutely
underrated.
is.
Absolutely.
If Lance did play in your Dungeons and Dragons game, what do you think his character would be?
Uh, if Lance played, he would be some kind of wizard.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like,
Yeah,
he's a
the
wizard.
dude's magical, man. He would
Yeah,
definitely be a wizard. 100%.
yeah. What are you playing?
I'm a half-orc barbarian because I just like to
Oh,
smash
nice.
things.
Yeah.
That's my personality. I like to go in there, and if the team's failing and stuff, he's not that smart. He just comes in and kind of saves the day and just
Yeah.
bashes things. So
We had a group when I was growing up that we played, and we'd start on like Friday night, played till Sunday afternoon, pretty much straight. But we had the one guy that always played the barbarian, and no matter what the situation, you go around and kind of say what your character's doing. His was always, I draw my sword. It didn't matter what it was. We got in more stupid fights because he was just drawing a sword for no reason.
yeah, but you know what? He keeps the game interesting. So
Oh, he does.
I'm not gonna hate on him.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty good. What rules are you using?
What do you mean? What rules
Are
we
you
using?
on are you using like the new ones, like the 5.0? Or are you
Oh yeah,
using
5e. We're doing 5e.
5e? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was always a second edition guy. I mean, we
Okay.
started when it was a box set. It was just Dungeons and Dragons. But then we kind of, second edition was kind of our.
Well, another edition you may like that is in the works is going to be an Alpha Rift tabletop game.
I'm in.
That is in the works.
Yeah, I'm in for that.
And just have to finish what the full concept is going to be. Are you playing the Four Noblemen? Are you playing 12 Devil's Apostles? That whole thing. But it's in the works. Like, this is Dan's baby. He's been developing this thing for 20 years, and I'm just really happy. Not just that, it's me being the face of a franchise, but I'm so happy for him because people don't realize how hard he works. Like, we were talking about the pandemic before this started, and, the pandemic, even though it was awful, it was a blessing in disguise for Alpha Rift because it allowed Dan to put way more work into the movie and make it what it is today. And people don't know the amount of work that man has put into this project. So I just
that's awesome.
I mean, really, he made this movie look amazing. So hats off to him.
I'll say this: graphic novels. This movie would make great graphic novels.
Oh, comic books are definitely in talks as well. I mean, we're thinking of this as a brand, like not just we're talking merchandise. We're talking the tabletop game. We're talking comic books.
We get sequels.
All of that, dude. That is the number one thing right now. The big goal with Alpha Rift, and that's why allies like yourself are so important.
Yeah.
Talking about it and sharing it with their friends and all this stuff is that, this is Camelot for gamers, as Inverse said to us. This is Camelot for gamers, and Film Threat was basically like, if this was the first issue, I would buy the next several issues. This is your thing, and it's going to rely on the power of its community and of the people, because we have this release, but it's an independent. It's not a studio film. we have a great distributor attached to it, but it's not a studio film, and that's how we're going to become the franchise. But yes, we are focusing on getting a sequel. So.
Yeah, that's terrific. I mean, it lends itself to that. It absolutely does. So will we see your character, because you're you're working in a gaming store, and then you're thrust into this situation. Will we see you kick some ass at some point?
Yeah. Nolan eventually, Nolan eventually gets his stuff together, and he says, all right, I got to take up the mantle, and I got to kick some butt. And he does. So.
That's pretty awesome. Do we get any type of connection with like a Camelot or a King Arthur?
100%.
Easter eggs.
100%.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
Which is really funny because after I did Alpha Rift, I ended up playing Mordred in Camelot, the production.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. Over in Bay Street Theater for the summer, I was out there, and but yeah, there's so much. This movie, I mean, Dan talks about this. This movie, his big dream was he always loved Arthurian legend, Don Quixote. Like, this is his thing, and this movie is drenched in Arthurian type lore. It's all medieval knights, swords, modern day medieval knights, these demons, the devil's apostles. It's that world. But above everything else, it's fun. It is a fun, entertaining movie, and if you like 80s throwback movies, this is your thing.
Who doesn't like 80s throwback movies?
Dude, I don't know. I do not know. You know what I mean? I do not know. Anyway.
Yeah, we're so excited about it. So that's our, Black Friday. All the ladies will be shopping.
We've got commercials coming out. We've got a commercial coming out. I'm going to be on a couple local TV shows. There's a lot more press. I mean, I've done so much press already. And getting
that's exhausting.
Out there, I love it.
That's good.
I love doing press like this because I love connecting with the audience for this movie. I mean, what's better than that? You know what I'm saying?
The only thing I could think that would be better as far as audience connecting, conventions. Got to show up at the convention.
We're already on that, man. We're doing PAX
Unplugged. Are you?
Oh, yeah. We're doing PAX Unplugged. I had the D20 music video run during the gamer breaks at GaryCon.
Nice.
So I've already made contact with Luke Gygax, and we already know someone who's affiliated with them. So I've already let Luke Gygax know that the movie's out now, and the music video was playing during GamerCon. That's been very well received. And no, we're focusing on the cons next. I've already hired a talent appearance person. I want to do signings and,
Yeah, you absolutely do.
That's our number one thing. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because you can't beat that for connecting with fans. Because you get the hardcore fans. You get the casual fans too, but you get some hardcore fans that'll be, way into it. That's what you need for this type of venture.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm so pumped up for it. I can't.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I can't wait. I wanted to watch it before I talked to you, and we couldn't put it together fast enough. And the kids are saying, no, you can't watch it. You gotta wait. I was like, okay, I'll
watch
wait.
it with the whole family.
That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. It's going to be an event.
Excellent.
Yeah,
good.
That's pretty good.
If you shout me out, you should shout me out when you start watching it on Twitter or social media,
deal.
And I'll reshare.
Okay, that's a done deal. Yeah, this is going to be great. So I wanted to ask you about, you were in a movie with Omar Epps, Trick.
Yep.
Right? Yep. So which is pretty awesome. But your character was named Smooth Johnny.
Yep.
All right. So my question has nothing to do with Trick, which is great. It's a great movie. My question though is, you did this thing called Tucci and Jones.
Yes.
Also had a Smooth Johnny in.
Yep.
Is that the same character?
Same character. Well, I had to change it to Smooth Bobby for copyright issues because Smooth Johnny is owned by Patrick Lussier, who wrote the script for Trick.
Okay.
So I had to change it to Smooth Bobby, but the archetypes of the characters are the same because Tucci and Jones is a TV show that I executive produced and acted in, and I acted like in 3 roles.
Yeah, you had several roles.
Yeah, and Smooth Bobby actually is one of the characters I play. He only appears as a soundbite, which is a song that I recorded for him, but I had to change from Smooth Johnny to Smooth Bobby so I couldn't get in trouble.
Well, yeah, okay. That was my question because I was like, well, I don't know. That seems interesting.
There's this whole metaverse that I'm building right now that people are starting to pick up on, but I want it to be like where, in several years where people are like, oh, whoa, this is connected to that and that is connected to that. And then you just sit back and let the work speak for itself.
Yeah,
any way
that's
that
very
I can find to interconnect things.
That's right. That's very Stephen King of you.
Oh yeah.
Have all the connections throughout all your projects.
Right.
So where can we find Tucci and Jones?
So that's on YouTube right now. We shot that and we threw it on YouTube. So you can look up Tucci and Jones. I shot that with Black Wolves Productions, who are a couple friends of mine. And one of my friends plays Jones, and I play Tucci Badaducci, and I wrote all the music for it. Graham Wolf did some sound design. Graham Wolf is actually Vickers in Alpha Rift. And that's on YouTube right now, and it's 10 episodes, and it's all short form, 3 to 5 minute episodes per episode, and it's really fun and entertaining. So
that's awesome. Because for when I got the notice that you were coming on the show, what I knew you from was your appearance on Gotham. So you were one of the younger sons.
Right.
Yeah, which I thought was really good. But then
thank you.
It just so happened, and I was late to the party, but we started watching Girls 5 Eva.
Okay.
And you popped in on that.
Yep. And I'm gonna also pop up on Gossip Girl this Thanksgiving.
Oh, the new one?
The new one, yes, episode 9.
Oh, I'll let my wife and daughter know.
And if you want to see more of my dramatic work, go on Hulu and look at the movie Pledge. Now,
I know
Pledge. What I want you to do is watch. Oh, you saw Pledge?
I've seen Pledge. That's a great movie.
Okay, thank you. It's a completely different character than Alpha Rift, and I like how I've not been pigeonholed into certain characters, and I've had the ability and I've been grateful to play characters that I can sort of show my range.
Yeah.
Challenge myself.
Well, yeah, for sure. So is there a genre that you haven't done that you would like to do?
I would love to do a romantic comedy.
Yes.
I would love to do a gangster film. I would love to do a spy film. I want to do something like Money Heist. I want to do a heist film. And
you got all this planned out.
Yeah, I have all my favorites, and I'm developing a script right now, which is going to be my Good Time, Uncut Gems, Ben Safdie type gritty New York story. I want to play the Riddler in some capacity. I would love to play Jim Carrey's son in.
We need you as the Riddler.
Thank you.
Yes,
thank you.
We could reboot Ace Ventura. You could play the son.
Well, they're thinking about it. Listen, like I hope that's why I'm working so hard to get Alpha Rift into the right hands and seen by people so that I can be considered for this, because the reality is that the acting thing, it's very competitive, and you have to fight. Even if you have good representation, which I do, you have to fight tooth and nail just to be considered for it.
Yeah.
So my job is right now is building the Aaron Dalla Villa brand and building the name so that people can consider me for those projects.
I love it. So I could never be an actor, but if I was building my brand, all I'd want is I want to be the first guy killed in everything that I do.
It's
a niche. It's a little niche.
That's your niche, man. That's your thing, man. I'm not gonna. What's funny is that
don't steal that.
Listen, I'll beat you to it. I've been killed in every horror movie I've done. I'll tell you that.
Well, there you go.
Every horror movie I've done, I always get killed. Always.
See? I don't even want speaking parts. Maybe a grunt or something, but that's it. I want to be like on the screen for a second, and it's like, oh, he's dead. But I wouldn't be known for that. Like,
that's funny. That's really
people
funny.
are calling me, and they're like, they need somebody to die, right? First 30 seconds. I'm like, I'm there. Tell me when.
That's hilarious. I love that.
Can you do I mean, can you do a Jim Carrey?
Oh yeah. I auditioned recently for Saturday Night Live. They asked me to send in a tape, and I did an impression of Jim Carrey in the tape.
I could totally
Oh yeah,
see
I
you
had
on
longer
Saturday Night
hair. I
Live.
look just like Ace Ventura. Yeah, if you look up the
I can see
D20
it.
Alpha Riff tribute music video, the resemblance is uncanny. People have commented on that. So
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to give us some Jim Carrey? We'll
sure,
put you on
yeah.
the spot, but if you want to give us a little bit.
Well, I think I found the right casting office. He went over there.
You look and sound just like him.
Thanks, man.
I mean, seriously, like, especially like, I'm a little older. So I've watched him, he's closer to my age. I've watched him age and grow up. You look like a young Jim Carrey.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
So let's push for that. That would be awesome. Just
I'm making some phone calls.
Social media be like Aaron Dalla Villa to play Jim Carrey's son in the new Pet Detective. Like in the new Ace
I'm making some phone
calls.
calls.
Do it, man. Let's do it.
They should have brought you on Saturday Night Live. How hilarious would that be to have you doing the impersonation and then just have him show up, at some point?
You never know, man. This is the thing with acting is that, listen, I gave a great tape. I know I did. I did several funny characters, and then I did a spoof thing, and I sent it off. And that was it. It's out of my hands. It's out of my control. Right. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes, what they're looking for. All I can continue to do is present the best work that I can and leave the rest. Bryan Cranston talks about this, and he says he's one of my favorite actors.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
And he's literally like, ever since I started approaching things like you show up and you give them a gift, you show up and you do the work, you show them what you can do, you act. You don't come in being like, oh, man, I need a job, because no one's going to come out and be like, oh, yeah, that person needs a job. If anything, people like to give things to people who already have things. You know what I mean? Like, that's why the rich get richer. Because people give things to people who already have things, and work gets work. So the moment I started approaching it like, hey, I don't need this job, but I'm going to give the best work that I can do and leave it alone, I've had success.
Yeah, I think that's a terrific attitude. And Bryan Cranston's a really good one to look at because it took him a while to get established.
Oh,
he was
and look, he
was working at it.
Oh, but he worked. If you look at his career, one day on this show, 2 days on this show, one day on this show, he's worked everywhere. He's been on everything. He has worked. And then Malcolm in the Middle gave him his thing, and then Breaking Bad just took him to a whole
he just blew up.
He was a comedic genius in Malcolm in the Middle, and then he showed that he could be brilliant as a dramatic actor in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, listen, if I could have half the career of Bryan Cranston, I'd be over the moon.
That'd be pretty good.
I am very happy with the way my career is progressing right now. I have no complaints. I have this amazing movie, Alpha Rift, that just came out. I have several other projects that are out and then ones that are coming out. So all I can continue to do is be grateful, stay humble, and just keep doing the work. Which is what
just keep working. Let's keep working.
Just keep plugging away. Keep plugging away.
Well, I like that.
And if you don't get it, you just say next. Like
that's right. You just keep moving.
You just keep moving. So
I like that everything I've seen you in, you express a lot without even saying anything. And I think that's, as an actor, that's not easy to do, but I think you're really good at that. Because I've pointed that out with my wife. I'm like, you see, that's somebody we'll end up seeing in bigger things because he's there and he's got a presence even before he says anything.
Thank you. That really means a lot to me because I think the acting is not in the lines that you say. You should you should be able to tell the full story by not saying anything. That's
right. Yep. Yeah, I really like that. I wanted to ask you about one more character. So you were in I think it was a movie. It may have been a show, but it's called All Those Small Things, and you played Tiny Hammer.
Yep.
Who is Tiny Hammer?
Man, this movie, I can't wait for people to see all those small things. I got the privilege to work with another amazing actor, who's this English actor who's been on Game of Thrones, Downtown Abbey. The list goes on and on. This guy's incredible. James Faulkner. And I
Oh,
worked
yeah.
opposite him several times for several scenes. I was a supporting lead. I'm starring in this movie, actually. Tiny Hammer is a mix between Justin Bieber and Kanye West without the ego. Without the ego of Kanye West, is a little dumb and has the biggest heart. And he's famous for being a musician who mixes big band.
Aaron will be back momentarily. Looks like we lost. I'll pause it till he gets back on. Hold on, everybody. All right, so we've got Aaron back. So okay, Aaron. So we lost you for a second, but let's talk Tiny Hammer. So Tiny Hammer, you've got he's kind of a comedic combination of Kanye West and who was the other one?
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber. I love it. So is the movie a comedy?
I would say that the movie has both comedic and dramatic elements.
All right.
Because my storyline is definitely the comedy part. Like, I am the comedic relief of the movie. But then there's a very dramatic part of the movie as well. So I would say it's a hybrid.
Okay.
But it really, if we're saying, but the movie's not about me. The movie's about James Faulkner. So it's really about James, who is this guy who's starting to realize that this life that he has is not as fulfilling as he always thought it was.
Yeah.
So it's a very entertaining movie. I think it's going to make people laugh. I think it's going to make people cry. And I had the opportunity to lend my musical talents to the role as well. I came to them and I said, hey, can I create 2 songs for the movie, for the character? And they said yes.
Yeah.
So I have 2 songs that I have in the movie that I'm going to later release once the movie drops.
I love that. So is it on a streamer or is it going to be, on demand?
I don't know yet. I hope it's going to be on a streamer. I hope people are going to be able to see it. We're just waiting for the producers to sell it. Yeah. So
I know that feeling. I've been there, so I get that completely.
It's a lot of this business is do the thing and hurry up and wait. That's it. You got to have this mentality of moving on to the next thing. You got to just be able to move on to the next thing. That's it.
Yeah, and we talked to a lot of actors, and that's exactly what they say. Like, even parts that they were kind of interested in, once the audition part's done, they just move on. Don't even think about it. And then if it comes back around, great. But if it doesn't, then you're not as disappointed, let's say.
Keep it moving, man. Just keep it moving.
Yeah, that's terrific. That's terrific. So let's talk a little bit about your musical career. So have you always been a singer, or is that something you've developed over time?
I developed that over the time, for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
so you've been.
I've always liked to sing, but you just craft it over time. You get better,
that's right.
You refine it, and you polish it, that kind of thing.
So you said you've released, some things connected to Alpha Riff. I mean, do you have plans to do like an EP or release some singles?
The thing is that music takes so much time, and the focus is acting, and I'm busy with acting, and I'm shooting another movie, and I'm auditioning, and that's all time consuming. So I utilize the pandemic to put out those songs, and I have songs in the back burner. I've got about 4 songs in the back burner that I'm just waiting to drop at the right time. So I have this other song called The Legend of Villa, which is sort of Alpha Riff related, but it's more Legend of Zelda kind of thing. It's another kind of gamer song. It's very lyrically dense that I'm waiting to find the right moment to drop it. Or just rather decide on if I like, the way the first verse is, because I'm happy with everything else in the song. And then I have another song that's attached to a documentary about me that we're trying to get into the right festival and we're trying to sell. And then that song I can drop with a music video that's already shot. And then I have the 2 songs from All Those Small Things. So I don't have any plans for an EP right now. I have an idea for the Tucci and Tucci Badaducci EP. I'd work on that over the break this year, December, because I like to keep myself super busy all the time.
Yeah, you can
And
tell.
also, I like to give myself a break. I'm finding that it's just not sustainable to be working all the time as much as I love the
You
work.
need a mental break, if nothing else.
You do. And that's why this week, actually, I'm kind of giving myself a chill. Like, after
Yeah.
this interview, I'm going to order some food and just chill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just chill a little bit, prep for what's coming up next. But yes, maybe down the line there will be time for an EP of some sort. So
Yeah, that's terrific. That's it's amazing how talented you are within the different areas. I mean, you dance, you sing. Now you've done an action kind of sci-fi fantasy movie. With that, will we see you in a superhero movie?
Alpha Rift is a superhero movie.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Alpha Rift is an original IP action
that's awesome.
superhero movie. I am a new superhero.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm a little jealous of that.
It's really cool, man.
I'm a little jealous of that. So I'm a former comic book store owner. You know, that's what I was doing through the 90s and stuff. So that was the dream, you know, to be your own new superhero.
I think you'll relate to my character then.
Yeah.
No.
I'm excited. Oh, I'm so excited to see it. That's going to be a good day Friday.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
What are you doing Friday? You want to come down?
Yeah, right.
Let's see, New York, it'll take you about 8 hours. You could be
there. No problem at all. No, by Friday, I need to get I have a job opportunity to shoot a commercial in Israel. So but I need to also get back to Dan Lance because him and I are shooting another movie together. So I need to have an answer by Friday on how much commitment I have and so all that. So
this whole week
this whole week is prepping for the next interviews. Like we're going on local news channels next week.
That's exciting.
In Seattle and Minneapolis, we're hitting I'm hitting any and every angle that I can do to do my due diligence to talk about Alpha Rift because that is my number one thing right now. And, the good thing is, I do have all these different talents, but the bad thing is that I can, put too many balls in the air. Sure. So it's really important for me to focus on one thing at a time. And right now, my biggest focus is Alpha Rift. Getting that out into the world. I
think it's a good focus.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to shoot the movie?
I think I worked between 20 and 25 days. Now I don't know how long the production was. I know it was in pieces. Yeah. Being an indie film, I think so it definitely was shot in pieces.
Yeah, that's a pretty good stretch, though. I mean, you're there almost a month. That's a pretty good stretch.
Yeah. I had a fantastic experience. So,
how are the special effects? How are the costumes?
Costumes are great. Built by Dan Lance. Designed took years for him to develop it. The night suit's really cool. It looks awesome on camera. The special effects are awesome as well. Dan Lance again. He's just a mastermind behind that. He's a wizard when it comes to that.
Did he let you borrow the costume?
Oh, he gave me the helmet.
That's amazing. There you go. Halloween costume. Rest of your life.
So many Alpha Rift. I have a whole poster. I have a life-size poster in my room on my wall. I have a Rift orb. I have little helmets. I have the actual helmet that I wore.
Amazing.
I have the costume that I wore. He is keychains. He has he's given me a lot.
Hooking you up. Yeah. So if I had that role, like if I was in a role like that, they wouldn't even have to call me. I'd just be showing up in costume at all the conventions. I was like, I'm here.
Dude, I will be. I will be showing up in costume. That goes without saying.
You have to.
Oh, you have to. It is like
because I mean,
want people to wear my outfit as a Halloween costume.
I mean, as a fan to get to dress up and then get your picture taken with the guy in the costume. Unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean that just sounds so fun. Yeah, you have to.
It is.
You have to do that.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah. So, who is the DM in your game?
Adam Danoff. He's our stunt coordinator in Alpha Rift. Adam Danoff, who works sound and many other hats in Alpha Rift. Yeah. really super talented guy. He has this amazing fencing game coming out. I think it's called
Really?
Pre-Defer. Yeah, Pre-Defer, and it raised. Don't quote me if I'm wrong, but it raised, I think, between $15,000 and $20,000 for this
That's
game.
amazing.
Or maybe it raised between 10 and 15, but it was a lot of money. And he is a fantastic person and one heck of a DM. He knows everything D&D. So
Sounds like a nerdy cast.
It's a very nerdy cast. And Graham Wolf, who is a fantastic a beat producer who produced the beat for D20 Alpha Rift, very talented actor as well. He is one of the biggest nerds of us all. You know, like he talked about how he cried during Dune, and you know, he loves Star Wars and Star Trek. I mean, it's a very nerdy cast, so we all vibe and get along. So
that's awesome.
We actually shot a Star Wars fan film as well. That is in post-production right now. But the main goal
I can't wait to
is
see that.
Alpha Rift. And that fan film will be out in the world when it is. And Dan Lance has plans of doing short films that revolve around the Alpha Rift universe. You know what I mean? And
that'd be fun.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely involved with that. You know, listen, I believe in this brand. I believe in Alpha Rift. I believe in Dan Lance. And I will support this franchise to the bitter end. So
it's amazing. I love it. I love it. Do you think Jim Carrey plays D&D? That'd be hilarious.
I don't know, but you know what's funny about D&D players is that they're low key.
They are really very low key.
Like you don't even know they are. But when we showed up to do an Alpha Rift interview, with the Weekend Filler in Philadelphia, the guy who signed us up to do the interview was wearing a D&D shirt. It's kind of a cult, okay? Like,
for sure.
It's kind of a cult. No one talks about it, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you play it? So
yeah, you play. Well, you know, when I was growing up, you didn't let anybody know that you played. You know, it was before nerds were cool.
That, blah blah blah.
Yeah, you had to keep that kind of quiet. But then now it's kind of a cool thing.
And the superhero franchise being nerdy is cool, and it always should have been, because that's that toxic masculinity BS that they're told. Listen, I got that too when I was ballet dancing and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like
that's right. That's right.
You know,
you can since we don't know if Jim Carrey can play D&D. You need to DM as Jim Carrey at some point.
Oh, I'm gonna DM. Roll right on. Yeah. You come up to the thing and da-da-da. Yeah, definitely. Ninjas. Yeah.
Have you ever seen The Big Bang Theory, where it's got Howard's the DM and he does all the different, you know, impersonations for the different, you know, NPC players and stuff. There you go. You could totally do that.
Oh yeah, it's just acting. It's acting. It's role playing. You know, that's why people are who role play and cosplay and D&D and everything. This is your movie. This is your movie. So
I know one more thing that I've seen you on was Seth Meyers.
Yep.
War Boy,
man. I love that. That was so much fun. That was a great movie. Mad Max Fury Road. What a fantastic chase scene. That was incredible.
Yeah, that was good stuff. Well, Aaron, this has been just wonderful. I can't wait to watch the movie Alpha Rift.
Thank you, Mike.
It's out. I already know it's out because I already checked that out. I was like, we want to watch that this weekend. That's our movie for the week.
Excellent. Yeah. And let me know what you think, man. I'd love to shout you out on social media and share. And let's also get on, me playing Jim Carrey's son. Let's do it.
Oh, we got to do that. We got to get that trending.
Oh, we're on it. Let's trend it.
Yeah. We got that. We have this,
you could probably
ballet.
trend it with the D20 music video, the Alpha Rift tribute music video.
Yes.
You could do a double whammy of like this movie.
Double, we get them both out there.
Yep.
And then, in our spare time, we're going to develop this ballet turned, crime fighter.
Let's go.
Detective.
Let's go.
You're going to be very busy.
I would love that. I'm already pretty busy, Michael, but I'm ready to get busier. Let's go.
Can't you see it like he's hurt, right? He's hurt, so he can't do the ballet moves and stuff.
Right.
And then at a pivotal time in the movie when he's confronted with the villain,
Right.
He whips into like a ballet move that knocks the guy out.
There you go. There you
There you
go.
go.
There you go. Or they
It
have a
writes
dance
itself.
off. Or they have a dance off where they
Oh
both
my gosh.
like do interpretive dance.
Yes, it writes itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So, okay, Aaron, before you go, we talked about a lot of this stuff. You've got a lot going on, but is there anything else that you have upcoming that we can keep an eye out for?
No, this is it right now. My biggest
It's a lot.
thing is Alpha Rift is Alpha Rift is in select theaters, as well as video on demand. It's got all premium placement. It's everywhere. So Google Alpha Rift. Go watch it for yourself and shout me out on social media.
Yeah,
Aaron
yeah,
Dalla
it's
Villa.
super easy to find. Okay, go back through that. Go back through where can we find you on social media?
Sure. You can find me on social media at Instagram, Twitter, at Aaron Dalla Villa.
All right, very, very easy.
I keep it simple, man. My job is for people to know me.
Yeah,
that's my
right.
job, I'm not trying to be secret here,
Well, that's another reason why it's such a great name, because you don't have to worry about there being a 2 or a 3, or you don't have to put a Z in front of it. It's just, you just put your name out there. There you are. Do you have the check mark?
Oh yeah, I'm verified. Yeah.
Very nice. That's very impressive. Obviously, your career is rocketing along. Once you get the check mark, you're in.
Yeah, it's so funny how that is. Once I got the check mark, some people started looking at me differently. It's really interesting. And to me, it's
you're
just
legit.
Like, oh, it's
then.
just then you're legit.
Hilarious. Well, thank you so much, Aaron. Hang on one second. All right, so that was Aaron Dalla Villa. Say it right that time. Never trust what you see on the internet. I thought it was Villa, but Villa. What a terrific guy. Just a talented guy. I'm so impressed. I mean, first of all, ballet dancing. It has to be the hardest dance, hardest form of dance. And he was is a trained ballet dancer. And he can sing. And he's this terrific up-and-coming actor. You can tell just from the trailer for Alpha Rift. I mean, he's amazing. I can't wait to watch that Friday, but it's out now. So do yourself a favor. Check it out, Alpha Rift. It's all over the place. Definitely. And sounds like he'll interact with you. So make sure that you tweet him or hit him up on Instagram. Let him know what you think of the movie, Alpha Rift. Terrific. So absolutely loved that conversation. Such a talented guy. So if you guys haven't done so yet, you can help us out by going to our YouTube channel, MeisterCon Pod. Give us a subscription. We would really appreciate that. We're just a father and son podcast in West Virginia. We've been working at this for 3 years. We're really trying to put something together. Somehow, some way, we're now in 61 countries. We've got listeners in 61 countries. We're so appreciative of that. So thank you. But we're still working on that YouTube channel. So if you subscribe, we'd appreciate it. You can find all 300 plus episodes, audio and video, on our website, meistercon.com. It'll let you know if we're doing any events, like watching Alpha Rift in the studio, let you know if we're going to any conventions. And there's also a fun, geeky blog that Brett writes. He's such a talented writer that you can check out, meistercon.com. Till next time, everybody, thank you. Bye.